The Indiana Pacers are experiencing some rough patches right now, to say the least. They're not going to make the playoffs. They traded away Domantas Sabonis, but we do have a couple bright spots now. As we inch closer and closer to the end of the regular season, it's about the time when many of us begin to reflect on the 2022 NBA campaign. Listen, we would love to forget this year, but so does everybody else. And as a Pacers organization, they're not learning from their mistakes. So I'll say one name, Tyrese Haliburton. If they're able to put a great team around him, this man will take them deep in the playoffs. There were big expectations this year for the Indiana Pacers, and they certainly fell short. Actually, I'd say they completely fell on their face. The team, they were hoping to make big moves this year, and they didn't. No matter how you want to spell it out, this was very disappointing. And as soon as the end of the season approaches, a lot of these teams are going to experience what trade options they will have, what free agents they'll go after, and even the NBA upcoming draft. There are a lot of positives for this Indiana Pacers team, but you remember in the blink of an eye, they have a young core. As we talked about with Haliburton, Buddy Hield, Chris Duarte, and Miles Turner. And assuming they're going to make a shift to the youth movement, it would be surprising if they didn't explore Malcolm Brogdon's trade. Listen, either way, this is good. A young roster that should be able to make the shift next season from a non-playoff team to a playoff team, assuming that they don't continue to tear away at the roster, will be fantastic. The Pacers are definitely well coached. That is something they have going for them. Rick Carlisle, he is a great mentor. And this was somewhat of a transition year for the Pacers. Listen, it's understandable, but it would be highly surprising if they weren't much more competitive heading into next season. I wouldn't bank too much on what you're seeing right now. This team has had a long year, a bunch of disappointments. We need to look forward to what the young core we have and how exciting this time can be, almost like what you're seeing in Cleveland. A player I really want to highlight right now for the Pacers is Isaiah Jackson. He wasn't really prioritized minutes playing behind a lot of veterans in the coming weeks going up to the trade deadline. But the door opened for him in the middle of January when the Pacers announced that Miles Turner had suffered a foot injury and would be out indefinitely as they examined the severity of Miles' injury. Jackson, he took advantage of this opportunity and began to get consistent runs for the team, especially in that 5-game West road trip. He averaged at the time 9 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, 1 block, and averaging about 15 minutes a game. And then, after Isaiah Jackson was awarded his first start, the dude played amazing against the Clippers. He posted a career-high 26 points, 10 boards, 2 blocks, and 0 fouls. And he doubled his minutes, played about 30 minutes that game. Bro, I remember that the fans at the game were ecstatic. They were able to see this guy just leaping off the floor again and again. And he was staying out of foul trouble. That's something that he's really struggled with all season long. And on top of that, his control and touch around the basket were pretty amazing. He looked like he had been out there before. Now, his potential has a lot of people excited for next season, a new roster, and a path that allows him more minutes. His versatility is off the freaking charts. And the offensive output gives the Pacers a new dimension to play with. He's a real lob threat. Listen, he hasn't been able to showcase all as well at the NBA level, but Jackson does have a solid shooting frame. His shot is a little bit inconsistent, but it's something he's going to develop as he continues to work with NBA coaches and his teammates. His rookie season can really be summarized as, at certain times when they weren't right for him, he did not succeed. But that's a lot how rookie seasons go. So I'm not putting too much stock into that. So, how is he at all similar to Miles Turner? His defense, that really draws the most comparison. In his most recent 10-game sample, Jackson is averaging 2.6 blocks per game. He's even had a career high 5 blocks against the Thunder. Turner and Jackson, just from that small sample size of him playing 10 starts, they averaged the same amount of rebounds at 7. But I know we're stretching a little bit with the Miles Turner comparison, but I love the positivity coming from this young Indiana Pacers team. This upcoming season could be a one for the ages, you guys. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think about this future Indiana Pacers? Do you think that they have the talent around them to build from within and not have to go out and look for other free agents? That maybe a Malcolm Brogdon trade is in the works. But just like always, tomorrow we'll be back better than ever with some more Indiana Pacers basketball. But you guys already know. Until then, like always, I'll save y'all a seat. Peace.